In the spotlight tonight is Stephen Wells from Southampton, a retired entertainment executive, and his specialist subject is the history of the Hammer films. Esther Kallen from Cambridge, a student whose subject is the Little House series of novels. John Warren from Tyne and Wear, a postgraduate researcher, his specialist subject, the British motorcycle industry from 1945 to 1985. And Harry Hughes from Lenzie, a community development manager, and his subject, the Rolling Stones. John Humphreys, and welcome to Mastermind, the quiz show with one simple objective: to find out who can dig out from their memories the most answers under the maximum pressure. We have two sets of questions as ever, both lasting 2 minutes, the first on their chosen subject and the second on general knowledge. The winner tonight goes through to the next stage, and then, who knows, the final. So let's have our first contender, please. And your name is?
Stephen Wells.
Your occupation?
Retired entertainment executive.
And your chosen subject?
The history of Hammer films.
Hammer films in 2 minutes, starting now. What is the name of the immortal queen of the lost city of Kumar, who is referred to as she who must be obeyed and is played by Ursula Andress in the 1965 film She?
Aisha.
Correct. Which author wrote the original Quatermass stories and adapted his television play The Creature for filming in 1957 as The Abominable Snowman?
Nigel Neal.
Yes. What's the first animal to be reanimated by Victor Frankenstein and Paul Kremper in The Curse of Frankenstein?
Cat.
A dog. Which composer, who was knighted in 1998, wrote the score for the 1965 psychological thriller The Nanny, which starred Bette Davis?
Pass.
The often sexually explicit trilogy Twins of Evil, Lust for a Vampire and Vampire Lovers is set in and around which fictional castle?
Karnstein.
Correct. What assumed name did the producer Anthony Hines use for the first time when he wrote the script for The Curse of the Werewolf in 1961?
John Elder.
Yes. Which 17th century mansion near Bray was eventually transformed into Hammer's own Bray Studios?
Down Place.
Correct. Which actress made her Hammer debut as the beautiful vampire Mircalla Karnstein in The Vampire Lovers?
Ingrid Pitt.
Yes. Which comedian played the enterprising Bosun Dibble in the 1958 naval comedy Further Up the Creek?
Peter Sellers.
Frankie Howard. Christopher Lee played Count Dracula in 7 Hammer films. In which of them did he not speak a word of dialogue?
Dracula, Prince of Darkness.
Correct. Which 1969 film starring James Olsen and Warren Mitchell was advertised by Hammer as the first space western?
Pass.
What was the name of Hammer's most regular supporting actor who appeared in more than 30 films between 1949 and 72?
Michael Ripper.
Correct. Which 72 film was intended as the first of a series, although no further instalments were made after the film flopped?
Hound of the Baskervilles.
No. Captain Kronos, Vampire Hunter. In The Plague of the Zombies, what's the name of the character who raises people from the dead for use as slave labour in a Cornish tin mine?
Pass.
What was the name of the company's own widescreen format, which was used for films such as The Abominable Snowman and The Damned?
Pass.
Which Oscar-winning... I've started, so I'll finish. Which Oscar-winning actress played Gwen Mayfield in The Witches and also owned the screen rights to the film?
It was Olivia de Havilland's sister, Joan Fontaine.
It was Joan Fontaine. You got there in the end. You had 4 passes. Hammerscope is the name of their widescreen, or was the name of their widescreen format. Squire Hamilton was the character who raised people from the dead. Moon 02 was the first space western, and Richard Rodney Bennett wrote the score for The Nanny. So there we are. 4 passes. Stephen Walls, 9 points. And our next contender, please. And your name is?
Esther Kallen.
Your occupation?
Student.
And your chosen subject?
The Little House on the Prairie novels.
The Little House on the Prairie novels. In Little Town on the Prairie, Laura finds a book of Hughes poems hidden in her mother's bureau and later receives it as a Christmas present.
Tennyson's.
Correct. When the Ingalls family are living in the dugout at Plum Creek, why are the girls worried about their house not having a chimney?
Because Santa Claus can't get in.
Yes. In Farmer Boy, what's the name of the tin peddler who claims he can tell more funny stories and sing more songs than any other man?
Nick Brown.
Yes. What do Mary and Laura collect from the ground when their father takes them to an abandoned Indian camp?
Beads.
They do. Which of Laura's uncles joined the army by running away when he was 14 to become a drummer boy?
Uncle George.
Yes. What's Laura bitten by when she paddles in Plum Creek? She later tricks Nellie Olson into falling victim to the same thing.
Leeches.
Yes. In these happy golden years, who's the only one of Laura's friends to attend her wedding ceremony?
Ida Brown.
Yes. In the long winter, in which month did the Ingalls finally eat their Christmas turkey, having only had soup on Christmas Day?
May.
Yes. Which illness has caused Mary to go blind in By the Shores of Silver Lake?
Scarlet fever.
Correct. In the first 4 years, what did the childless couple, Mr. and Mrs. Boast, offer to Laura and Almanzo in return for their baby?
A horse.
Yes. In these happy golden years, when a kitten's chased by a dog in the church during a sermon, where does it hide, causing Laura to have to stifle her giggles?
Inside Laura's dress.
Yes, under a skirt. In Farmer Boy, what's the first thing that the Wilder children do when their parents go away for a week?
They make ice cream.
They do. In Little Town on the Prairie, Pa has a dream that his hair's being cut and wakes to find that he has a bald spot. What's caused the bald spot?
A mouse cut his hair off.
Yes. Where does Almanzo hide his wheat seed during the long winter?
Behind a false wall.
Yes. Who breaks up the crowd around Laura's father's office at Silver Creek when there's a dispute over pay?
Big Jerry.
Yes. The Indian named Soldat Duchesne belongs to which tribe whom he talks out at massacring the white settlers on the prairie?
Osage.
Yes. In Little House in the Big Woods, what does Laura wrap in a handkerchief to make a pretend doll that she calls Susan before she owns a real doll?
A corn cob.
Yes. Which word finally defeats Laura when she takes part in a spelling competition in Little Town on the Prairie?
Xanthophyll.
Yes. What's the name of the neighbour who helps Laura's father build his first house on the prairie?
Mr. Scott.
Mr. Edwards. What name does Laura's mother give to a children's drink of hot milk and water with just a taste of tea in it?
Cambric tea.
Cambric tea. I thought you were never going to stop. You had just that one false answer. But a total of 19 points. And our next contender, please. And your name?
John Warren,
Your occupation?
postgraduate researcher.
And your chosen subject?
The British motorcycle industry between 1945 and 1985.
British motorbikes in 2 minutes. Which Triumph motorbike was named after the Salt Flats where Johnny Allen achieved an unofficial world speed record of 214 miles an hour in 1956?
The Bonneville.
Yes, which 740cc three-cylinder four-stroke was introduced in 68 and was one of the last new models to be produced by BSA?
The Rocket 3.
Yes, in 71, which company went into liquidation partly because of a disastrous attempt to enter the scooter market with the Viceroy?
Ariel.
Veloce, or Velocet. In the mid-50s, in which Indian city did Royal Enfield set up a subsidiary that continued to make the Bullet after the parent company closed?
Madras.
Yes. Philon and Moore Limited, who made Panther motorcycles until 1967, were based in which Yorkshire town?
Clackheaton.
Yes, which famous name was briefly revived by BSA in 1970 for its disastrous 50cc three-wheeler moped?
Ariel.
Yes, which post-war motorcycle manufacturer, which made road, off-road and racing bikes, first went into business with the Invacar-powered invalid carriage?
Greaves.
Yes, in 1981, the Triumph Cooperative produced the Bonneville Royal to commemorate which event?
The wedding of Prince Charles and Lady Diana.
Yes, which series of BSA models was named after the award given to riders who completed a lap of Brooklands at over 100 miles an hour?
The Gold Star.
Yes, which company was best known for its sidecars but produced a prototype motorbike in 1950 powered by a 996cc JAPV twin engine?
Watsonia.
Yes, which Wolverhampton-based company made engines for many manufacturers, including Excelsior and Sun, before it closed in the mid-70s?
Villiers.
Yes, Ariel's Square 4 bikes were known by what nickname?
Square-Reel.
Yes, which innovative swing arm frame was designed by Rex McCandless and introduced on Norton racing bikes in 1950?
The Featherbed.
Yes, what was the name of the businessman who bought the Triumph name after the Meriden Cooperative went into liquidation in 1983?
John Bloor.
Correct. In the 1970s, which Derbyshire engineer formed a short-lived company that produced the 700S machine?
George Silk.
Yes, what nickname was given to the Ellie Velocet because of its popularity as a police patrol bike?
The Noddy Bike.
Yes, what name did the Vincent Company give to their own design of suspension forks, which were fitted to the Series C models?
The Teledraulic Fork.
No, Gerdraulic. The design for which German company's RT, I'll finish the question, 125 machine, was passed to the Allies as part of war reparations and appeared in Britain as the BSA Bantam?
DKW.
DKW is correct. No passes, John Warren. Another high score, 16 points. And our final contender, please. And your name?
Harry Hughes,
Your occupation?
Community Development Manager.
And your chosen subject?
The Rolling Stones.
The Rolling Stones in 2 minutes. Who wrote the Rolling Stones' first single, Come On, which was released in the UK in June 63?
Chuck Berry.
Correct. Which of the Stones singles was the first release on their own record label, launched in 1971?
Brown Sugar.
Yes. Brian Jones played which unusual instrument on the 66 recording of Lady Jane?
Sitar.
The dulcimer. Released in 81, what was the last Stones album to reach #1 in America?
Emotional Rescue.
Tattoo You. In July 2003, in which city did the Stones perform at a benefit concert for SARS victims before a crowd estimated at over 450,000?
Melbourne.
Toronto. Which song was the only Jagger and Richards composition on the group's first UK album and became their second American single?
The Last Time.
Tell Me. Which choir sang on the 69 track You Can't Always Get What You Want from the album Let It Bleed?
Pass.
Which song did the group allow Microsoft to use in 1995 for an undisclosed fee, reported to be several million pounds, to promote the company's launch of Windows 95?
Satisfaction.
Start Me Up. Which radical activist was the subject of the track Sweet Black Angel, which was the B-side of Tumbling Dice?
Pass.
There were 4 new tracks on the 2002 40 Licks compilation album. The single Don't Stop, plus Losing My Touch, Stealing My Heart, and which other track?
Pass.
The inclusion of the song Star Star on the Goat's Head Soup album had to be cleared in writing with which film star because of the reference made to him in the song?
Pass.
What was the title of the Stones' first album to be released after Bill Wyman had left the group?
Pass.
What animal carrying drums and a guitar hung around its neck appears, I'll finish the question, with Charlie Watts on the cover of the 1970 live album Get Your Ya-Ya's Out?
A donkey.
A donkey is indeed what it was. You had 5 passes. Voodoo Lounge was the title of the Stones' first album after Bill Wyman left. Steve McQueen was the film star in question. Keys to Your Love was the last of those new tracks. Angela Davis was the radical activist. And the choir that sang on You Can't Always Get What You Want was the London Bach Choir. 5 passes, Harry Hughes, 3 points. So that's the end of the first round. Let's have a look at the scores. In 4th place with 3 points, Harry Hughes. 3rd place with 9 points, Stephen Wells. 2nd place, 16 points, John Warren. In the lead with a remarkable 19 points, Esther Kallen. So it's general knowledge now, and if there is a tie at the end of the round, then the winner is the person with the fewest passes. Let's ask Harry Hughes to join us again, if you would, please. And you will, of course, be kicking yourself because you know a lot about the Rolling Stones, but you couldn't remember any of it tonight.
It was a long time ago.
What was that concert where they said you couldn't go if you were over the age of 45?
Yeah, there was a bit of controversy about that at the Super Bowl this year, in fact, in America. There's 2 stories about it. One story is that Mick Jagger doesn't like to be seen with older people, which is quite funny. He suggested that the older members of the public be moved away from the stage.
Oh, I see.
The other side of that coin is that it was for safety reasons and they might be crushed at the front and so on. So you can take that either way, I think.
Yeah, well, quite. You'd think he'd want to be seen with old. Might make him look a bit younger if he had a few 90-year-olds around
Possibly.
him. I speak like that. We're the same age, but I shouldn't admit that, really, should I? Right, you didn't do as well as you'd have hoped, and you've got a lot of catching up to do.
Absolutely.
Let's see.
Best.
Well, you can only do that. Let's see how you get on with general knowledge. 2 minutes starting now. In the Western Christian calendar, the period of Lent provides for a fast of how many days, excluding Sundays?
40.
Yes. What name, which came into use in the 18th century, is given to a Scottish soup of chicken and leeks?
Broth.
Kokaliki. Which comedian married the magician formerly known as the Great Soprendo, Geoffrey Durham, in 1980 and separated from him in October 2002?
Pass.
Who or what, according to Lord Tennyson, clasps the crag with crooked hands close to the sun in lonely lands?
Pass.
Who was the first Roman Catholic president of the United States of America?
Jimmy Carter.
John Kennedy. Which title derived from the Turkic for lord was given historically to the ruler of a Mongol tribe?
Can.
Yes. What name is given to the practice common in Switzerland and the Austrian Alps of singing without words and while doing so passing from the normal voice to the falsetto?
Yodeling.
Yes. Who was crowned as the undisputed world heavyweight champion when he outpointed Evander Holyfield in Las Vegas in November 1999?
Pass.
What was the name of the grumpy green garbage-eating character who lived in a trash can on Sesame Street?
Pass.
In ancient Rome, what name was given to the 6 priestesses who tended the perpetual fire in the temple of the goddess Vesta?
The Vestal Virgins.
Yes, the white or square-lipped and the black are the 2 species of which large mammal native to Africa?
Rhinoceros.
Yes, which word for a brief pithy saying is derived from the Greek for define or delimit?
Sarcasm.
No, aphorism or aphorism. What is the name of Prince Charles's private home in Gloucestershire?
Pass.
Which actor played Indiana Jones's father in the film Indiana Jones and the Last Crusade?
Sean Connery.
Yes. What was the surname of twins Matt and Luke, who comprised 2 of the 3 members of the group Bros?
Goss.
Yes. Which French poet, playwright and film director wrote the libretto for Stravinsky's opera Oedipus Rex? I'll finish the question. And went on to write the play La Machine Infernale, which also concerns the myth of Oedipus.
Molière.
No, Jean Cocteau. You had 5 passes. Prince Charles lives in Highgrove House. Oscar the Grouch eats the garbage on Sesame Street. Lennox Lewis was the undisputed champ. It is the eagle that clasps the crag with crooked hands, etc. And Victoria Wood married the great Soprendo. 5 passes. You now have a total, Harry Hughes, of 10 points. And now Stephen Wells, please. Hammer Films. You were in the entertainment business, which presumably explains why you know so much about them. Were they just horror movies? Is that all they made? Hammer?
Oh, not
That's
at all.
all I remember, I have to say.
Not at all. They had a style, they had a look, they were identifiable in the way that you can look at them and say, that's a Hammer film. It's a very identifiable visual image.
They weren't very good, were they? Most of them.
Some were. The worst were pretty bad. One thinks of On the Buses.
Yeah, quite. Dire is the word really that comes to mind.
But their original colour Dracula and Frankenstein films with Christopher Lee and Peter Cushing, before the series degenerated, are very striking and still hold up very well today.
So you like them? You watch them?
They're fun.
They're fun. Well, you scored 9 points with them. Let's see how you do with general knowledge. 2 minutes. What did Oliver F. Winchester manufacture in America from the mid-19th century?
Rifles.
Yes. Which planet was discovered by William Herschel in March 1781?
Uranus.
Yes. Who succeeded Stephen Byers as Transport Secretary in May 2002, retaining the post after the 2005 election?
Alistair Darling.
Yes. Which Irish-born author was the surprise winner of the 2005 Man Booker Prize for his novel The Sea?
Pass.
Whose 5-year reign as manager of the Welsh football team ended in a 3-2 home defeat by Poland in October 2004?
Terry Yorath.
Mark Hughes. Which landlocked salt lake at around 1,300 feet below sea level is the lowest body of water on Earth?
Pass.
What name was given to a system of forced labour camps maintained in the Soviet Union from the 1920s?
The Gulags.
Yes. Which small fountain in Brussels depicting a small boy urinating was created in 1619 by the sculptor Jérôme Duquesnoy?
The Mannequin P.
Yes. Under what name did Shane Fenton top the UK charts with Jealous Mind in March 74?
It's Alvin Stardust.
Yes. Which film starring Sissy Spacek was based on the life of the country singer Loretta Lynn?
Pass.
To what was Marshal Pierre Bosquet referring when he said "C'est magnifique, mais ce n'est pas la guerre"?
Pass.
Which type of upland limestone scenery, characterised by underground lakes and lack of surface water, takes its name from an area of the Dalmatian coast?
Pass.
In gardening, what terms normally used for the practice of covering the roots of plants temporarily until they can be planted permanently?
Forcing.
No, healing in. Which aircraft engineers' designs include the Hurricane, the Hunter and what became the Harrier jump jet?
Mitchell.
Sidney Cam, whose vigorous public support of Darwin's theory of evolution earned him the nickname Darwin's Bulldog?
Pass.
Which metric unit is Just started, but I'll finish. Which metric unit is the equivalent to the imperial measure of 1.76 pints?
That's a litre.
It is indeed a litre. You had 6 passes. Thomas Huxley was Darwin's bulldog. Karst is that upland limestone scenery. Charge of the Light Brigade. C'est magnifique, miss. The Coal Miner's Daughter was Sissy Spacek's film. The Dead Sea is the lowest body of water on Earth. And John Banville wrote The Sea. So there we are, 6 passes. Stephen Wells, 16 points. And John Warren now, please. A man who knows a thing or two about motorbikes and no doubt has one or two as well.
Yes, certainly. I have a 1979 Triumph Tiger 750 in running order, and I'm currently restoring a 1959 BSA 10.
So what's the best bike in the world?
Vincent Black Shadow.
No doubt about that.
Yes, probably not. I mean, that's probably because it's so far ahead of its time.
Well, how old is it? I mean, it's an antique, is it? No?
Well, John, it's no older than you. But,
Thank you. Yeah. It's very kind of you to point that out, yes. These are going to be very difficult, your next lot of questions.
No, absolutely. Well, the Black Shadow model was unveiled by Phil Vincent in 1948. At the time, it would have cost a skilled worker's wages for an entire year. So this was the equivalent of buying, you know, in today's terms, of buying a Ferrari or an Aston Martin in car terms.
You scored 16 points. 19 points is the score to beat at the moment. So let's see how you do with general knowledge. What was the Boulder Dam renamed as in 1947?
Hoover Dam.
Yes. Which Rodgers and Hammerstein musical set in San Francisco's Chinatown opened on Broadway in 1958 with Gene Kelly directing?
Pass.
Which surface finish for exterior walls is also known as rough cast and in Scotland as harling?
Pebble Dash.
Yes, in European nobility, the rank of Count is equivalent to which rank in the British peerage?
Baron.
Earl. Of which British address is 24 Sussex Drive, Ottawa, the Canadian equivalent?
10 Downing Street.
Yes. Which mountain in the Caucasus is generally regarded as the highest peak in Europe?
Pass.
Whose play, The Glass Menagerie, won the New York Drama Circle Critics Award for Best Play in 1945?
Tennessee Williams.
Correct. Which of Henry VIII's wives was pre-contracted to Frances of Lorraine before her marriage to Henry?
Catherine of Aragon.
Anne of Cleves. What name was given to a drink of warm milk curdled with wine, ale or vinegar, which was used to treat a cold?
Posset.
Yes. Who in a broadcast of November 1969 is said to have coined the expression the silent majority?
Mary Whitehouse.
Richard Nixon. Which English-born composer wrote the anthem My Heart is Inditing for the coronation of James II?
Henry Purcell.
Yes. By what name are the Academy of Television Arts and Sciences Awards in America better known?
Oscars.
Emmys. Which Welshman was world snooker champion 6 times in the 1970s?
Ray Reardon.
Yes, with a purity of about 97%, spelter is the commercial form of which metal?
Copper.
Zinc. Which word, originally French, is now used primarily for a system of conditionally releasing selected prisoners before they've completed their sentence?
Parole.
Yes, in the television series Frasier, what is the name of Frasier Crane's brother, a fellow psychiatrist?
Niles.
Yes, which duck is known in Northumbria as Cuddy's duck or St Cuthbert's duck, after the saint who gave them special protection on the Farne Islands?
I don't know.
It was the Eider. So I'll take that as one of your 3 passes. That mountain in the Caucasus, the high one, is Mount Elbrus. And the Rodgers and Hammerstein musical was the Flower Drum Song. So 3 passes, a total, John Warren, of 25 points. And finally, Esther Kallen, please. That was one of the highest scores I can remember for one round, 19 points. You are a biological anthropologist.
Yes.
Meaning what? What do you do?
Biological anthropology.
Well, yes, I asked for that. Yep.
It's basically biology, but with a focus on humans and primates. So we do human evolution, primate behaviour, human genetics, disease ecology, things like that.
And presumably we're learning a lot more about it now because we know about DNA, which
Absolutely.
we didn't know way back.
Yes, absolutely.
And the chimp is the closest to us in DNA.
Yes. I think they estimate that it shares roughly 98% of its DNA with us. It's closer to us than it is to any other species.
Which has led some people to say chimps should be sort of reclassified.
Well, yes, there are 2 species of chimpanzees, and some people have referred to humans as the 3rd chimpanzee. Because we are so close genetically, whereas in other animal species, there are species which are further apart genetically, but they're still put in one species.
Right, well, 19 points. And the score to beat is now 25. Let's see if you can do it with your general knowledge. Who played Dr. William Harford in Stanley Kubrick's last film, Eyes Wide Shut?
Tom Cruise.
Yes. Foil and sabre are both types of what?
Sword.
Yes. Which fast food item is said to have been first served in the United States at Louis' Lunch Sandwich Shop in New Haven, Connecticut in 1895?
Hamburger.
Yes. In motoring, what do the initials SUV stand for?
Sports utility vehicle.
Correct. Which secretive songbird is poetically known as the philomel?
Thrush.
Nightingale. What's the name of the centrist political party formed in Israel by Ariel Sharon after he left Likud in 2005?
Kadima.
Yes. In which city is the Palazzo Vecchio, also known as the Palazzo della Signoria, an important historic civic building?
Rome.
Florence. What did Oscar Wilde describe as the unspeakable in full pursuit of the uneatable?
Fox hunting.
Yes. Who is the patron saint of Russia, Aberdeen, children, pawnbrokers and sailors?
St. Nicholas.
Yes. Which 1988 chart-topping singer is named after a goddess of beauty and fertility?
Pass.
Aneroid and Mercury are the 2 main types of which meteorological instrument?
Barometer.
Yes. Which language, with over 70 million speakers worldwide, is one of the recognised languages of India and an official language in Sri Lanka and Singapore?
Hindi.
Tamil. Born in the Netherlands in the 1450s, how is the artist Jerome van Eycken better known?
John van Eyck.
No, Hieronymus Bosch. Which street in London rapidly became a fashion centre after John Stephen, among others, opened boutiques there in the 1950s?
The King's Road.
Carnaby Street. In which sport is the illegal practice of running without dribbling the ball known as travelling?
Basketball.
Yes. Which celebrated musical duo had the middle names Schwenk and Seymour?
Pass.
Which Cunard liner embarked from New York on her 202nd and final crossing of the Atlantic on the 1st of May 1915?
Pass.
Which musical instrument, a forerunner of the flute, did Arnold Dolmetsch start to manufacture in the early 20th century?
Piccolo.
No, close, a recorder. You had 3 passes. Lusitania was the Cunard liner. Gilbert and Sullivan had middle names Schwenk and Seymour, and Enya was the chart-topping singer. 3 passes, but enough points, 28 points total. So that's it. Let's have a look at the scores. In 4th place with 10 points, Harry Hughes. 3rd place, 16 points, Stephen Wells. In 2nd place with 25 points, John Warren. In 1st place with 28 points, Esther Kallen. Which means, of course, that she goes through to the 2nd round. Congratulations to her. Do join us next time for more Masterminds. Thank you for watching. Goodbye.
Main course is served next on BBC Two. 3 to choose from, in fact. Hope you've got room for the Great British Menu.